Um, I know I've been away for a while. I decided to take a bit of a break. No, if I'm being totally honest, I was just in a bit of a mind funk. I was demotivated. I was really struggling to just do even just basic things that people do in the morning. Get to work, be productive, just be very active in my parenting because I am a mom. And just get around to doing normal adulting functions that I was supposed to. I was really, really struggling with doing all of that. And so I decided to just be able to extend myself a bit of grace and just do what I can, when I can, where I can. And so I chose to direct my energy down to the very basics of the things that I was required to do and needed to get done. Anyway, needless to say, I have been sitting here staring at this microphone for almost an hour and just thinking what it is that I want to share with you. And one thing that I keep coming and getting or going back to is the fact that I want our conversations to be as authentic and as raw as possible. And so I've chosen to make a couple of changes with how I do the things that I do. And one of them has been to be able to check my feeding habits. Now, my weight has always been a huge concern, and I feel like this is such a different conversation because most of the time we have conversations around weight. We're usually talking about people who want to lose weight, people who feel they're overweight, and are just struggling to really be able to lose weight. Now, my struggle is on the other end of the spectrum. I am, truthfully said, underweight. My kgs, as I like to joke about, are kgs that you normally share via text. And most of the time, I feel a bit awkward even voicing it out. And so I was wondering, so if I feel like maybe I want to gain a couple of kgs or a couple of kilos, how can I be able to, work around or make a couple of changes around my feeding habits, my feeding schedule, some of the things that I consume, and just try to see how those changes can be able to help reflect and take me back to the healthier side. And so one thing that I noticed is my feeding schedule is really all over the place. Sometimes I'll be in a hurry to go to work and I have my breakfast at 12 p.m. There are times when I come in at home and I'm trying to get tuck the little lady in bed, try to take care of the home. And by the time I'm settling down to be able to just have my last meal of the day, it could even be 11 p.m. I noticed that sometimes when I'm at the store, which is my place of work, I have a beauty store, is that I don't tend to snack as often as I should, and so I keep postponing. Maybe I'll say, let me work on this, and then I'll go buy a snack, and before I know it, it's 4 p.m., 3 p.m, I haven't had lunch, I haven't had a snack, and so my feeding schedule is really just all over the place, and I really wanted to make a conscious change about that. Another thing was, sometimes I just don't like the food that has been prepared, and not to say my nan is an amazing cook, and so am I, if I may say so myself. I think I put a lot of heart and thought into the food that I make. I like food made with love. I like food that is experimental, so I love experimenting with my own recipes, tweaking some of the recipes that I borrow from other people just to suit the kind of meal that I want to make and even the budget that I have at that particular moment. And so one of the changes that I made was to be able to start making food that I genuinely enjoy eating. So if I want chicken, I'll buy chicken. If I want meat, I'll buy meat. I upped my ingredient game, so I went and got myself some soy sauce. I went and got myself some more, like curries and basic spices and all that and all those powders and all those things that make the food just very flavorful and very yummy. So I went on and did that, and then now I started to look at myself. So because now we have the part where we have the food intake sorted, so now I look deep down within myself, and one thing that I realized, guys, is that I am really struggling with sadness. I don't know, there are days I wake up and I am just so sad, and there are days I makeup and I am just so hype. And most of the time I normally go to both extremes of the spectrum, and so trying to create a balance oftentimes has been such a challenge. But I'm making a conscious effort to just tell myself, you know what do you need to make you feel better? Do you need ice cream? Do you need to go for a walk? Sometimes do you need to talk to someone? Do you need to journal? And so I'm finding small ways to get myself out of a funk. I think I'm also just suffering from the pandemic fatigue. I'm just like, can we just get rid of these masks? Can life just go back to normal already? And being a business person, one thing that I notice is that the business space can be very difficult because it's a very man-eat-man kind of space. So if you're not aggressive, if you don't know how to stand up for yourself, sometimes people can come with energy that can put you in a very bad mind space. And so I'm consciously trying to put in an effort to be able to put myself and to pull myself out of dark spaces and just give myself a bit of a mind shift. Something that has really helped me is prayer. I don't know who you perceive your higher power to be, but I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I'm a believer in God. And so I pray a lot. I call out to Him. I try to pray as much as I can wherever I am, in whatever situation that I am in. And so even late last week, I did a bit of research just to be able to make sure that I'm covering all spaces in terms of my health and how I want to make a shift for the better. And so I was researching anorexia, and I noticed that I'm ticking a lot of boxes, from brutal meals to being underweight. There's this condition where you have your diaphragm, you have constant pain sometimes at the end of on your diaphragm, just above your belly button, maybe just below your rib cage. And I was getting those pains a couple of weeks ago. I was just wondering, what is all this? And so I checked a lot of boxes as far as being anorexic is concerned. And I think the main concern for me was how I keep postponing when I need to eat. Sometimes feeling a bit shameful when I'm in the workspace and I'm like, I'm snacking all the time, or it's all the time just meal time. Like, there's so much to be done. Eating is not a priority right now. And so that's a culture that I have taught myself, and it's slowly becoming, now it's not even a habit anymore. Like, it's more of a culture in who I am. And so it's going to take a lot of conscious effort and unlearning to be able to reset and just go back to knowing that food is a basic need. We all need to eat. A fed woman is a happy woman, just the way we say a fed baby is a happy baby. And so I'm really restructuring around how I view food, my feeding habits, and just really trying to make a conscious shift for the better, and to be able to put myself in a healthy space. I believe that when you take care of your body, because your body really is the center of everything, that's what enables you to function and to be able to take up all the different roles that you've been exposed to. And so I really need to make sure that my body, which is even the temple of God, is in a good shape. It's in tip-top shape. My heart, my body, my mind, everything really is centered. And it'll never be 100%. But I know that I can make a conscious effort to try and put myself on the higher spectrum of wellness and just be able to know that I have my physical health covered. And so I really just wanted to share that with you and to tell you that I am sending you love in whatever shape or form you're struggling in terms of your physical health, whether you feel like you're overweight, whether you feel like you're underweight. And I just want to tell you that we are all battling different struggles when it comes to our physical health and how it is that we look like. And so I just want to tell you that I'm sending you love and light. I hope you get the courage to be able to face the hard truths that are around that, and to be able to get help, because you're worthy, you're loved, and you deserve to live the best life that you can, in the best body, with your body in the best shape or form that it can come in. And let's just be really kind to one another. I know sometimes when we have conversations, we can tend to be a bit insensitive when we talk about people's appearance. Sometimes I've had people tell me comments like, eat a burger, or do you even eat? And some of those comments, sometimes you laugh it off, or sometimes you call someone out, and sometimes they stick with you, and it can be very hurtful. I have had instances where I'm unaware I have body shamed. I've been like, oh wow, oh you're so, when you talk about someone's appearance and you don't say it in a very positive way. So the thing about me is I have a very slim frame, and so most of the time you tend to notice some of the things from a point of lacking. Like if you have a slim frame, then more often than not you'll be able to notice thicker and fuller ladies. But for me, it's really just from a point of appreciation. Every time I see a lady who's thicker or fuller, I'm just like, wow, those are really nice hips. Like she just looks really pretty, or that dress really sits well on her body. And so I'm trying to shift that perspective into, even when I see a slim girl with a slim frame, dressing her body well and owning it and looking good. Because the truth is that we just get this one life, and no one is really certain whether we'll come back. And so if I get this one life and this one try, I want to own the body that I'm in this life, and love it and dress it well and just take care of it and nurture it. And that is very, very important. So I'm wishing you love and light as you go into the new week. Conquer, kill it. Please take care of your body, because that is what enables you to function and just do so many other things that you're called into doing. I love you, God loves you, and I am sending you so many hugs and sunshine and good vibes. God bless you, and bye-bye.